What I would do over, I would find much more balance in my life. Balance on all. I mean, balance really needs to be everywhere. It needs to be in your food. It needs to be whatever you consume. It needs to be. Whether it's even if you're eating a certain way, it goes to the balance. Like, so for instance, if you're overweight and you're eating like terrible foods for yourself and you're not giving yourself the nutrition, go eat healthy for a little while. If you're too upwound, go be like I told you earlier, go be a hippie. If you're a hippie, go be straight laced for a while, because that you need the balance. In other words, go to the counterpoint. Don't just be a hippie. Hippies can get cancer too. So no. But my point is, if I had to go back and pick one thing, it would be. What would I change, or what would I do? What
would you do? Is there anything you do over again or change?
The biggest thing would be to make sure that I had balance in my life, truly, because people don't have. I mean, I see the most successful attorneys in town. They're friends of mine. They're working 7 days a week. They're making great. They do well, but it's
there's grinding.
There's not enough balance in the space of that. So I mean, it's if the prize is only money.
What's that?
What is it? You can't take any of it with you.
Nope.
None of it, and those realizations, right in my face,
And I've also been a big health proponent, because I went through a huge transformation 4 or 5 years ago. I was drinking all the time. I was stressed out at my job. Yeah. My family was unhappy. I was neglecting my wife, and I was working too much, and there was no balance. And I changed my life around by doing, 75 hard, where you do 2 workouts a day and you don't drink for 75 days, and you change your routine. And you almost need something drastic like that, or like something else that comes and smacks you across the head or whacks your knees, to shift your mindset and be like, man, I was working too hard. Why? Like, my health was deteriorating. I wasn't happy.
Right.
I was going to lose my family. Right. And then you have this this crazy thing happen, and you just shift your perspective. And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, that's not too hard. And you work on your health,
right,
your mental health, your exercise, your eating right, and then everything kind of comes together with that balance, I think, that you're talking about.
Right.
But it almost sometimes takes you to get at a low point in order to be able to, elevate yourself and crawl out of that hole that you've been in.
I mean, and it's hard though, because you don't always have that perspective. The experience gave me the perspective,
right.
So it's hard to
right.
but that would be the one thing. But sometimes you have to go through your own pain to you have to save yourself.
That's crazy.
You just have to save yourself, because no one's coming for you. No one's going to save you. You can go to doctors and everything else. And the one thing I would say, that if you're dealing with things in your life, you got to take control of it.
That's true.
And you can listen to your doctors, but understand too. Don't just listen blindly. I'm alive because I asked for things. I had a pump. I'm sorry, I don't mean to go into it. I had a pump put in my abdomen, tied to my liver. That's not a normal treatment for cancer.
Yeah.
It was a lady one of the best people on the planet dealing with this. She put a pump in my abdomen and was able to feed chemo directly to my liver. And so I had that. And then I had to add, years later, that was one surgery that really literally saved my life, I think, because most people die from this cancer. Yeah. And so she was able to keep it, with an intense chemo, she was able to save me, but she also destroyed my liver.
Wow.
And I also asked for the liver transplant. No one was offering me one. I went and I asked for it, and I pushed, and I fought for it,
Yeah.
And so those are 2 small examples, but it's about taking, so, life is funny, because I wish I can go back and maybe teach that younger Rich, not to have a little more patience, a little more balance.
Yep, I hear you.